Courtney V. Orland. We're coming to you live from the show floor in Orlando at the ASUG SAP Business Objects User Conference. And right now, I'm really excited about this next segment we have in the studio. We're going to spend the next 10 minutes or so talking about SAP support and some of the great improvements that SAP has been working on over the last couple of years, really, when it comes to providing customers with this very, very, very important service. So joining me today are Christopher Vozella, Kristen Scheffler, and Neil Greathead. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'd like to start out just by telling our audience a little bit about what you do at SAP. You come from different sides of the support organization. Christopher, let's start with you.
Okay. Well, actually, Courtney, I work right here in Orlando, Florida. I'm a director of message solving. So basically, I get the opportunity to manage a team of engineers who do tier 2 level support for our clients. Primarily BI, so the XI suite, BI suite, and so forth.
Great. And Kristen?
Yeah, so Courtney, I am the communications manager for the customer experience team, which is part of our active global support organization. I get to work very closely with Chris and a lot of the other support colleagues, but I think the best part of my job is that I get to talk to customers, so an event like this is fantastic.
Now, the customer experience team too, Neil, maybe you could elaborate a little bit on that for us, because that's a relatively new team.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Neil Greathead. I'm based in the UK, and I head up the customer experience team. I work with Kristen. It's a relatively new, the last 2 years we've been growing. It's the first time that SAP support has dedicated a team to really go and investigate, look at, and see the experience that we give our customers from support, whether that's through email, through telephone, through the website, services that we offer, whatever interaction there is. We, Kristen and I, and the rest of the team, try and understand, what's the experience that we give them? Can we improve that? We take that back into our organization, speak to people like Chris and say, did you know this is happening? And then we sit down and work out, how do we make it better?
So talk to me about some of the ways that you're reaching out to customers and deciding and prioritizing what really needs to change in the portal.
Yeah, we do. There's no one way, right? We were very stuck. Like a lot of organizations, we go and survey customers. And surveys are great up to a point, but they only show you like one dimension. And it's either yes, no, give us a scale of everything. So we don't dismiss that. We carry on doing surveys at a message level. So when we solve a problem, we send a survey out and we say, how did we do? And we look at all those. So my team looks at every single message survey, every single comment that anyone writes. So 20-odd thousand a month we look at. We look at all of them. We use technology to do that. We don't do that by hand. But then we have things like
SAP technology, right?
It is,
Yes.
No spreadsheets.
No. We use our text analysis software, and seriously, this was unplugged, but we do absolutely. But on top of the surveys, we also do usability studies. So we work with customers directly, and we say to them, we've seen through the surveys that there's a trend here, for example, the service marketplace is difficult to navigate. That's what you're telling us. So for the last year, we've been doing usability studies with customers, and we ask them, go and complete a task on the service marketplace, and we video them. We ask them to explain verbally what they're doing. And that gives us another 2 dimensions on top of the surveys. Because surveys can be interpreted anyway. And so we try and add that real kind of life. This is not our words, it's not Neil's, Kristen's, or Chris's words. This is a real customer trying to do something. And then when we get that, we bring that back into our organization, show the videos to the developers, show the videos to the product owners, and say, are you aware that our customers have this experience? And the reaction is kind of quite interesting, because we have developers going, well, why are our customers pushing that button? They should be pushing this one. And that's what we try to say to them. Look, we don't design things on purpose to be difficult. Sometimes it happens. And this is now a mechanism to say, we can change that. So we do that as well. We come here. We come to ASUG. For the last 3 years, we've been involved with the ASUG. We're in the Influencer Summit. We are part of the Strategic SIG for support and maintenance. And we've been part of that since day one, so 3 years now. This support team here has been very active. So as many channels as we can, we bring in and try and get the voice of the customer back into support.
Yeah.
And so, Christopher, that's actually trickling down to the support engineers. Tell me some of the ways that you're gearing them up to be better able to help customers?
Okay. Excellent question, Courtney. One of the things that came out of the interactions with ASUG and the strategic interest group was the fact that engineers did need to get better trained on the product, and also deliver that information out into the community in different ways than what we've done before, and be a little bit more proactive. So one of the things, as an example, that we've done is aligned with ASUG to deliver technical sessions, or meet the experts, if you will, where we get our engineers to develop technical content, specifically around newer implemented products like VI4. Maybe there's not a lot of good information out in the community, or even in the engineering community, and we have something we have to learn ourselves. So we get the information together, get with our ASUG friends, and get it scheduled. And this year in 2012, we've done about 20 of those in order to get them in the community, and we got them on this nice little Mantis Drive, which our SIG sponsor, Jennifer Kofer, has helped us put together. So
we love Jennifer.
Yes, we do too. She has been awesome and helped us schedule these, get them planned, and figure out what does the community want to see. So whether it's Explorer on HANA, how to implement Webby, how to troubleshoot Crystal reports, those type of topics that we want to learn better on, and we want to help the community get better on as well.
So it's really about educating the engineers at that level to be able to help the customers solve these problems and calling out the problems that they're coming across over and over again.
That is one aspect of it.
Okay.
The other aspect we came across through the interactions with ASUG and our customers was really publicizing what we have in support. Very often, all customers kind of view support as break fix, where, hey, I've got a problem, I log a message in the portal, engineer calls me back to help it. Especially for the business objects customers, though, a lot of them don't realize, if they haven't been long SAP customers, we have something called enterprise support.
Right.
It's a fully featured support program with a lot of proactive pieces to it. We have an academy where they can get education. We have continuous quality checks, which are like remote health checks that they can reserve prior to a go-live, prior to implementing a new environment, and get a proactive look at something rather than waiting until it breaks and saying, help, help, because when you do that, there's always going to be problems. I mean, it's the last person standing at that point. So whatever we can do to get ahead of it is something we've also done as well. And communicating out that that is available, how you can get it, where you can get it, and if you have questions, ask. Like Neil said, I mean, we're here at all the events. We travel. Kristen's been to 3 or 4 different sessions for ASUG this year to talk to the community locally. Neil's been to a couple. I've been to a couple. So just kind of spreading the message, if you will, and making sure that, put a name to the face, and making sure that they understand how to get to stuff that is available.
Yeah, that's a great point, that there's so much that's already available. You know, Kristen, we had spoke a while ago about these YouTube videos that you had put together just to let people navigate the portal, you know. Talk to me a little bit more about things that are already in place and then some of the plans going forward to really improve the experience.
Yeah, and again, it's what we have in place right now, we can always expand upon, and it's events like this where we get customer feedback, we get to hear from them that it's not just Twitter, it's not just social media is my one form of communication. We heard yesterday quite a few customers preferred the email notification method. I'd rather get an email about information that's available.
Right.
So right now we've got our social media account going on with Twitter, so we share a lot of information, and for those who don't know the handle, it's at SAP Support CE. We have a wonderful group of followers, we have a lot of influencers from the community, so it's really great. We have a lot of fantastic discussions that go on out there. We're also using the SAP Community Network quite a lot. Another great example of really kind of getting in touch with our influencers, our user group members, and being able to share in a platform that is not basically locked down. The community network is a fantastic way for us to be able to do that. And moving forward, obviously, we want to expand and grow, and an event like this has been fantastic to hear from other customers how they want us to communicate with them. And I think that's really kind of opening the doors for us and saying, okay, we really need to expand internally and be able to communicate better, both as SAP, but also out to our customers. So we're working on different things. We don't necessarily have plans just yet as far as this is the next step, but a perfect example today was Chris and Neil had getting the most out of SAP support session. And in that session, there was a lot of information available for customers about enterprise support services that are available to them. And how many of them knew about the services?
Not very many.
Maybe 1 or 2 in the session.
Wow.
So again, another eye-opening experience for us that says we really need to start and help promote and get this out to our community in a better way.
Definitely, definitely. And so the bottom line here really is communication. You're all about communication. How do customers get in touch with you? What are some of the ways that they've really expressed how they want to give feedback, receive feedback?
Well, we have a number of mechanisms that are already available. So feedback on the support portal, we, as Neil had said, we receive all of that feedback and we go through it using text analysis. So we're able to categorize and find out where issues may be. We have our Twitter handle. We have our email addresses that we are always willing to give out to anyone, business cards exactly. So there's a number of mechanisms. Usability studies, we have those going on constantly. So if customers want to find out more about the usability program, there's a link within the support portal. We have a support usability email address. We have all of these various things. It's just really sharing that information and communicating that out in a way that it gets to more users.
I think as well, that, in addition to that, especially for the ASUG community, because we're members and we kind of co-lead the support SIG, all members can go through, sign up to the special interest group, and then they will then receive everything that we do as a combined group, right? Because it's not, we see this as we see the SIG as our SIG, right? So this is not a ASUG SIG, and we kind of help. We see this as a joint SIG, so we push through a lot of communication as well, working with Jen out into the membership as well. So that's another good route that we get feedback through.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us and telling us about some of the improvements that we can look forward to coming down the road. And you really made it clear about how open you are and how much you want to receive customer feedback. So check out their sessions on ASUG Online. And you can check out all of our videos and coverage from this conference on our YouTube channel. That's ASUG TV. Thank you so much for watching.